Now, there's a handful of cartoonists around the country whose work I love, but who I also just love shooting the breeze with. And I thought we should do it on the telly. So let's bring in Warren Brown from the Daily Telegraph and Johannes Leek, of course, from the Australian. Happy Australia Day to both of you, and especially to you, Warren. You've got yourself a medal of the Order of Australia today. Fantastic stuff, recognising not just, of course, your cartooning, but all that work you do for our military, our veterans and our serving defence personnel, especially when you MC those events at Gallipoli so often. I mean, they must be just such wonderful experiences for you.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. And can I just say you look wonderfully, sartorially splendid for the end of Australia Day. Most Australians are probably a bit messy by the end of it, but you look fantastic. Mate, seriously, it was such an honour. I was asked to MC Gallipoli, as a one-off, and I, my father was a World War II veteran, my grandfather was a World War I veteran. It was such an honour for me to do this, and then I ended up doing it for 10 years, and it was such a wonderful experience. I had a very long and tremendous relationship with the Department of Veterans Affairs, particularly with their commemorative side, and I was involved with the National Commission for the commemoration of the Anzac Centenary with Bob Hawke and Malcolm Fraser and Admiral Ken Doolan, and it was a group of 6 of us, and it's been a wonderful experience, and I have such a very strong personal feeling for those who've served in uniform. And if there's any commemorative thing that I can do to assist in driving that, I'm there. But thank you so much.
Great stuff. Congratulations, mate. When I think of you, I always think of cartoons, automobiles, you love your cars, and military history and everything you've contributed there. When I think of Johannes, I think of cartoons, portraits, and surfing. You don't get awards for surfing, Johannes.
No, not yet. There's plenty of people ahead of me in that list, that's for sure.
What do you make of the Australia Day debate, Johannes? I mean, it's so predictable, but it seems to be getting even more shrill and divisive every year.
I think that's right. It's the day of the year, or in the lead up to this day of the year, when the fun police have the most fun that they can have, ruining it for everybody else, making everybody feel guilty, and generally that's what it's become these days. I mean, it's just such a shame. It used to be a day everybody looked forward to, and now people walk around not quite knowing how they're supposed to behave. They don't feel comfortable anymore, just enjoying a day and celebrating this country we live in,
Well, I saw people at the beach today who want to say Happy Australia Day, if I can still say that. And Warren, I saw someone saying that this is the day that dare not speak its name.
Yeah, look, I wrote a piece in the Telegraph today, and can I just say, congratulations on your opening editorial tonight, because what I'd written today was along exactly the same lines. I think it's such a shame, these people are sort of crying out, we all need to be all inclusive. Well, we are all inclusive. You're not being inclusive, Yes. This Australia Day is an inclusive day. Today I was in Crookwell in New South Wales with my local member Angus Taylor and the state member Wendy Tuckerman. And, the feeling is fantastic in regional Australia, and for people to receive their Australian citizenship on it, and that's a special day for them. Let's not just wreck that for them. It's really important.
Actually, your cartoon today will just show that, Warren, where you've got the Aboriginal flag and the Australian flag merging in Sydney Harbour, and underneath it you've got the line from the national anthem, Australians, let us all rejoice, for we are one and free. That just sums it up beautifully. And Johannes, this is the thing, you talk about all this debate, this divisive debate. But that's happening in the media, and sure, there's those protesters turn up in the big cities, and Lydia Thorpe talks crazy stuff about war and whatnot. But surely most people are just down at the beach or in the park or having a barbie with friends.
Yeah, that's right. And I think one thing that very few people ever seem to kind of be able to express is that we are capable of reflecting on some of the things that are imperfect about our history, some of the things that we look back on with regret. But, one can reflect and celebrate on the same day at the same time. I mean, Anzac Day is a classic example. You just talked about Anzac Day. I mean, it commemorates a military tragedy, but Australians have figured out a way of making it a day of remembrance, but also a day of celebration. And we are, as human beings, capable of both of those things at the same time on
we
the
know
same
that
day.
everything is complex. We know that about everything,
Right.
even our relationships with people. You know, they're not one-dimensional. Hey, seeing as it's our first chat for the year, I just thought I'd get your thoughts, starting with you, Warren. What do you think will be the big issues of the year? What do you think you're going to be coming back to again and again in your cartoons?
Well, it seems to be, and look, Johannes did a beautiful cartoon about this, about Alice Springs, of course, but I think the voice is going to be a very contentious issue. And it's interesting, right at this time on Australia Day, we've got this really terrible situation going on in Alice Springs. And for Anthony Albanese to try and sell this, it's a slippery slope for him. That's going to be something this year. And there are plenty of other things, of course, that will be going, international things, of course, Harry and Meghan and all sorts of things will be happening.
Yeah.
So,
it won't be dull.
Looking forward to it.
We'll just show you Johannes's cartoon here before I go to you, mate. This is someone sitting, as we can see from the window from inside. We can see it's the Alice Springs General Store. And Triple O, help, quick. I need a constitutionally enshrined First Nations voice to Parliament and the establishment of a Makarrata Commission for the purpose of... I mean, it's just a brilliant cartoon, Johannes, even though I'm pro-voice. You summed up that argument superbly. So that's going to continue to be a big issue, especially in the Australian. What else do you think is going to be on the agenda this year?
I think we can't get away from the energy issue. That's going to bubble away and provide plenty of work for us cartoonists, I would say. That's definitely a big one. I mean, here we are going down, trying to sort of follow Germany down the path that they've gone down, and they've sort of tried to do a U-turn. But here we are attempting the same thing. So that's going to be very interesting to watch.
You have to practice drawing wind turbines and solar panels and Teslas. Great to chat to you guys. I'll try and catch you next week. Johannes Leek and Warren Brown there. I just want to show you one more cartoon of Warren's. We didn't get a chance to chat about it, but here's his take on Harry and Meghan. Have a look at this. On one side, he's got royalty. There's the royal family looking very glum. On the other side, rolling in the cash, he's got Harry and Meghan and royalties. Brilliant stuff from Warren Brown there.